Hello and welcome. I'm James J. This is the Midwest Motorsports Sunday evening Cup Series race. I'm James J. Thanks for joining in. I'm real excited to bring the race to you tonight. I'm joined with my buddy, Michael Harris Jr. Michael, how are you doing this Sunday evening?
Doing fantastic. How are you doing, James?
Man, I'm much better now that we are lining up to go racing. The cars are still gridding up. We have a full field tonight. 21 cars are going to join us at the Rockingham, the Rock, and it looks pretty warm. Track temps, I think, over 100 degrees, and it's only going to get warmer. That means it's going to be really slick. 1 mile oval, there's the layout and all the info. We're going to go green for 200 laps tonight, and Michael Samia has put it on the pole. Congratulations, number one, Michael Samia. It's a throwback race at the Rock. Go through the rundown. Michael Samia, Ty Williams on the front row. John Mankowski, Dustin Reinstedel, row number 2. Jason Huffman, Justin Thaler, row 3. John Daniels, Trevor McLaughlin, row 4. Further on back, Robert Olavison, Brandon Thayer, Clarence Prince, Eric Thaler qualified 12th as the cars start to roll out. Ryan Enlow, Jackson Hall, Colton Young, Dustin Hardy, John Bates, Chris Thaler, Kevin Mayer, Walker McAnulty, and Trey Perdue. Round out the field. Cars are rolling out. We're going to go racing for 1 mile. What do you think we're going to see tonight, Michael?
Well, we're going to see a lot of short track racing here. This is a wonderful track that fortunately should come back to NASCAR here or there very soon, I would imagine. But we're hopefully not going to see a big wreck fest. I think everybody's had enough practice out there to know what they're looking at right now with the temps. But
We can cross our fingers.
we will do that. 200 laps of exciting action here. It's 200 laps around here for 200 miles, and we'll hope that it's not a big slugfest.
It's time!
It's time to go racing. Michael Samia in the black number 1.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Ooh, off
Takes
to a
off.
slow start.
Looks like Ty Williams got a good jump there on the outside. As the rest of the field comes through, there is no Geico restart zone on this current iteration of iRacing Rockingham track. So pretty much supposed to just go on the leader. There's the ticker. So I guess Ty Williams gets a good start. Sorry, the cameras take us behind the curtain there. And this is camera 3. So those are the 3 cameras we got to work with. I'll do my best to try to keep as many cars in view as I can. We got a couple of throwbacks tonight. We'll be talking about those. See what Chopper looks like. That's probably going to be the best view for close battles. But right now, so far so clean. I'm happy to see that. Cars are kind of lined up single file. That was kind of a surprise. Oh no, Chris Thaler has to serve a drive-through penalty, well, a meatball, maybe for some damage. See if we can find out what happened to number 7, Chris Thaler. Hopefully he doesn't have to use his fast repair already. Little contact there. I don't know why that's a meatball already.
Check on lap 2 there.
There you go, further back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the restart. That's the original start. So I'll try to fast forward as much as I can.
All right, yeah.
It didn't look like much. Surprised that he has a meatball. Sorry, this is as fast as I can make it go. We're still green. I'm not going to let you miss anything. No contact yet.
I think if I remember right, it was coming out of turn 2. Oh, there it is.
Oh, and the inside wall. All right, that's a tough break for Chris.
That's one
He's
thing
got it back up.
we're gonna note here is that turn 2, turn 4 are gonna be pretty tricky, and it looks like even turn 1, the entrance. This is one of those technical tracks here, Rockingham. With turn 1, you gotta slow up just enough to make the corner, and then turn 2 wants to slap you as soon as you come out. So, just like at Darlington, we had turn 2 and turn 4 try to get you. This one's got about 3 corners ready to bite.
Easy on the throttle. Application on the exit is my guess. The best way to avoid that. And like I say, I'm really glad to see all the cars. Sorry, these cameras are going to be challenging tonight. Thanks for bearing with me. I understand there's quite a few bumps on this track as well. There's ways to avoid them, so I'm told, but so far, everybody's doing a great job of keeping it together. We're going to ride along with Michael Samia, as you might be able to see some of the bumps there. Yeah, you can see and hear him, Michael Samia, hanging on to that car as he chases down Ty Williams up ahead.
Gotta love these in-car camera angles, and the fact that Smia is coming back to Ty Williams here a little earlier while we were away. It looked like the two were in a nice little battle and just spaced back out again. So these guys are doing a little give and take here early on in the race, trying to make sure they make it to the end of the race. That's going to be key.
Yes,
Key
exactly. Exactly. They started on the front row. They know how to start and finish races. So you bring up a good point that give and take is the key to finishing races. The old saying, you got to finish first in order to finish, or in order to finish first, you first got to finish. Something like that.
Yep.
I hate that this takes us behind the grandstands right when we're in the middle of a corner, but it is what it is. Oops, that's not a good one either.
Well, there's nothing wrong with taking a look inside and seeing how Samia's handling the pressure.
Yeah. Looks like he gets a good run on the exit, backs up the entry. You can see the space. Ty Williams kind of diamonds the corner off and runs up to the wall, almost like a Darlington racing line.
Late apex.
And then back down, Michael Samia taking a look on the inside. Is he going to attempt to go around?
Oh, here we go.
The left rear. Ty does the diamond again. Cuts down. Michael Samia leaves plenty of room not to spin it. And these guys are a full second and then some back to third place Dustin Reinstedel, who's there in the shot. Good close battle. But we're watching the race for the lead. Michael Samia chasing down Ty Williams. Samia getting the rear end loose there. Have to keep an eye on that too. Great racing. The battle for third, fourth, and fifth here. Dustin Reinstedel, John Mankowski, and John Daniels. Let them get around the bleachers. Turn one, and then hopefully come in just in time. But this is John Daniels here, the 82. Oh.
And a caution there.
And we're yellow.
And it looks like it may have been Kevin Meyer.
In the 77, huh? Let's find out what happened to Kevin. Sure is glad to have you tonight. Thanks for joining me, Michael. Really appreciate it.
It's always a
Joining me
pleasure
in the
being up
booth.
here.
All right.
I will say, I'm not sure what's going on the backstretch there. It seems like there's a puff of smoke that just been there for a couple of laps. But we'll see it here on the replay. And I saw that in quite a lot of different replays. I don't know if Kevin was just on edge right there. And got wobbly here, or bump got him, or what. But as we can see, he just gets right out of turn 4.
Oh.
Fast repair required.
Yep. He's going to feel that one in the morning. So that's definitely going to be a fast repair for Kevin. And we're at lap 17 of 30 before the competition caution. So I don't know if anybody's going to take the time to pit here. Other than Kevin Mayer, actually Trey Perdue does come into pit.
Yeah.
In the 23. Just to top off, I guess. It couldn't hurt.
Looks like he may have taken tires, either topped off and got some repair done or got some tires. 19-second pit stop.
Well, how about Ty Williams? Looks like he's got a throwback paint scheme here.
Yes, sir.
Ty Williams. What are we looking at?
We're looking at the, that is a 2012 Robbie Gordon throwback. He just happened to like the color orange.
I remember Robbie Gordon doing the bright orange when he was doing a lot of the off-road Dakar rally type stuff. He was racing a Hummer and the Speed. His Speed energy drink was the main sponsor, and so that's Ty Williams' throwback to Robbie Gordon. Shame about Robbie Gordon's Winston Cup career, but
yeah, back in the Dodge Charger that time.
There you go. You can see it from a mile away, though. He's definitely not gonna hide from anybody with that paint. Looking back at Mike Samia as they go through the choose. It's like Ty chooses the outside.
Samia himself got in a throwback as well in that number 1 machine.
Talk to me.
Wow, that one is Earnhardt Nation throwback. A lot of people recognize it's the Christmas Cola, the Coca-Cola machine. The Earnhardts drove. And as many of us know here at Midwest Motorsports, Michael Samia, big Earnhardt fan. Of course, a lot of people are, but him especially. Between him and Croft is where they seem to have a little back and forth about numbers this year. Samia's been driving the number 3 up until this year, and this year he's driving the number 1. As we get ready for the pace car to take us back to green.
Remember, there is no restart zone. Ty Williams was the leader. He got the jump on Mike Samia on the original start, and now it looks like he does get the start again. Michael does not get quite as good of a jump. So we're back racing again, but look at that race for third. John Mankowski in the 74, John Daniels, Dustin Reinstell in the 11. Racing right behind. Again, this is the Rockingham Speedway. 1 mile D-shaped oval. They've been racing here for quite a while. I believe the very first Cup race was back in 1965. Curtis Turner won in a 65 Ford.
Back then as the North Carolina Motor Speedway.
That's right, that's right. You took one of the fun facts away. But I mean, you mentioned one of the fun facts. I mean, 101 miles an hour, 101.9 was the average speed back in 1965. But something happened to John Daniels there. He kind of backed off. Let Dustin Reinstedel get away from him. My camera will ever switch, please, to John Daniels. Thank you. That was weird. John Daniels was racing, and then he wasn't.
Oh, I think I'm seeing it.
There you go. Yeah, he got a little wiggly. Gets a little squirrely coming off of turn 2. And the bumps, putting down the power. But good on him to stay inside it. He still doesn't have it. straightened out. But he does great to stay on the inside. That Dustin Reinstedel was trying to figure out where he was going. I'll just take you fast forward instead of jumping live. But right behind him, the number 2 of Justin Thaler now has an opportunity to try to squeeze in. As we got 5 laps to go to the competition caution here. And how about this? Walker McNulty's making some big moves. Started next to last, I believe.
That he did. He had to start way back there. I think he started on pit lane, if I remember right.
And he's all the way up to P11. With the fast lap of the race, 24.3 is the purple lap. And they're racing right at just ahead. Brandon Thayer, Jason Huffman. Oh, and around they go. Riding with Brandon Thayer, yellows out. Because I saw it happen before it happened. Oh, he's a sitting duck. Everybody's doing a great job to avoid him. Oh man, as he gathers it back up. That was a really close call there. See if we can find out exactly what happened. Because the lap before they got all bundled up. Here we are going into 3, trying to find the best camera I can to get as many people in the shot. This is going to be the competition caution. The 12 of Walker McNulty's right behind him. There we go. And we're getting squirrely up ahead. Is that 15? We'll just ride with it.
That's number 4. They got squirrely at the beginning, it looked like.
Jason Huffman got squirrely. So keep an eye on the blue car, 3rd in line in the shot, as I let it play. They kind of stack up a little bit. And here we go. The 12 Texaco of Walker McNulty is down, but the 15 kind of squeezes Brandon Thayer down. Walker McNulty has nowhere to go. And that sends the 64 sideways. And around he goes. Just a half spin, no contact with the wall. So I think he's going to be okay. Everybody avoids him just barely. And he finally gathers it up, lights the wheels up. But all those cars, luckily, were able to avoid him. We'll watch one more time from Brandon's point of view.
It looks like he may have, we'll see here, he may have carried a little bit too much speed there going into the corner and got ran into Eric's door there. And Walker just said, all right, off you go.
Is that who that was? Eric Thaler on the outside?
Yep, and the number 15 machine.
Roger that. Close racing. I don't think he was expecting Eric to come down like that to avoid the car up ahead. So I think that was just one of those wham bam plays, you know. But
very much so. But didn't know they let Tesla into NASCAR.
Who's that?
Oh, Brandon Thayer. Right where you'd see your normal vehicle logos, he's got Tesla right on that machine.
Oh
right
my gosh!
On the rear bumper.
He's got a. Make sure he's got an electric motor in there somewhere we don't know about. Is that the left quarter?
See a Jordan Motorsports engine.
No baby on board.
There you go.
Oh, Brandon, you're not right, man.
Well, speaking of on board, look at the big mover here, right at the start in P1 on the outside. He pitted a couple laps early. That's Clarence Prince, the number 83 Red Bull Toyota machine. He's been racing that scheme or similar scheme all year, but you could definitely call that a throwback to when they were Red Bull racing in NASCAR.
Yes, that's been a while. But you're right. He came in at lap 16. So he's got 10 laps older on tires. He came in at the first caution. All right. You ready to go back green?
They're ready. Are they? Looks like both. Oh, no!
Little stack up. Clarence Prince goes around.
10
There
lap
we
old
go.
tires got him.
Oh, man. The broadcaster's curse, Michael. It happens a lot. It happens to me. This time, it happened to us together. So hopefully Clarence won't blame me for this one. Because often that happens. I'm going to try to figure out how to get the dashboard up here. But we can listen to Clarence Prince as he restarts on the outside. All by himself, no contact. Wow. That's how quickly things can happen here.
Sure is. And, you know, I don't know if it was just an overcorrection on top of, you know, the speed and everything that's going on right there when you're starting back up, but as you saw from the replay there, he goes in a little bit like he's going towards tie, maybe overreacted because he didn't want to hit the guy next to him, and that coupled with the way the car can snap sometimes, yeah.
Little tank slapper, and that's all it takes. Oh, man.
I guess he was giving us a chance to talk about some more throwback schemes.
Yes, sir. Where are we going? Which one do you want to talk about?
Well, we talked about him earlier today, right before the caution before this one. Walker McNulty in the number 12 machine. Some might recognize that paint scheme from our wow, I am spacing on his name. Our old friend Norm Snyder loves this paint scheme here. Walker McNulty's known Ernie Irvin since he was a kid. Started racing slot cars with the man 15 years ago. That's wild. He grew up around him and his family and learned a lot about his life and career while he was getting older. So today, it's based off his 10th anniversary Texaco Havoline car raced in Dega in 1997 in tribute to Davey Allison.
So Ernie Irvin was doing a throwback to Davey Allison and Walker McNulty. So it's kind of like a double throwback. You know, Ernie Irvin and Davey Allison. A 2-for-1 throwback here.
Throwbackception right there.
Walker McNulty's coming into the pits a lap after everybody else does. So that's kind of odd that he didn't come in first time around. That's definitely going to put him back in the field.
Prince goes to join him as well. And why don't we pan to the other Penske numbered vehicle here?
He just drove right through. Go ahead.
Number 2 machine of Justin Thaler?
Sure.
I don't know if we're going to butcher his name today or not, if he's going to come back up here and grumble with us with the rest of his skin, but that number 2 machine, many of you may recognize this one. It's Midnight, Rusty Wallace's favorite car. Well, growing up, his dad always had NASCAR on the TV, and Justin really thought the name Rusty was cool. But he's not nicknaming himself Rusty. Interesting.
Not yet, anyways. He's getting up there in age, but he's not Rusty just yet. Let's see if he can drive like Rusty. He's going to have to drive to the front because he's back here with Walker McNulty, who just did a drive-through, which is really odd to me that time that he just did not stop in the pit. He just kind of drove through.
Wonder if he was caught speeding or something, but yeah, he's back there, 17th, 18th place there. And do you know the story behind Midnight and how the chassis got its nickname?
No, please tell me.
So back when Rusty won in this chassis, they were in I forget exactly which race. So this doesn't help, but they had crossed the finish line, and his crew chief called out to him and said, "I think I got the name for this chassis, because it's Midnight." And Rusty loved that ever since. The fact that they won the race right at midnight. I'll have to figure out which track it was, but we are back green as Ty Williams takes a big gain over, looks like Eric Thaler, Dustin Rhinestell, and John Daniels.
Yeah, John Daniels having a hard time coming off the corners. They get a little bump in. You're right. That's why the 15 threw me off earlier. Sorry about the camera again. Because he's also in a midnight paint. So there might be a couple of some Ford love in the Thaler family. I've always said Thaler. They've never corrected me, so I'm going to stick with it until they do. But I tell you what, cards look great. This one's got a red outline around the number 15, as opposed to as opposed to Justin, who's got just the regular number 2, old school. So that's what I'm going to stick with. But look at this. Eric Thaler, this is the race for the lead. Eric Thaler has come up, now caught Ty Williams.
Oh, yeah. He's running about almost a whole tenth of a second faster that last lap.
If he can figure out how to get around him. They both pitted at lap 27 for the competition caution when Brandon Thayer spun. So, man, you can see how bumpy it is just in the force feedback, as Eric does a great job catching the slide coming off of exit turn 4. And now these guys coming around turn 2. Back down the back stretch into turn 3. Eric Thaler dives down low. Ty Williams hangs out up high. And the race for the lead rages on. I'm hearing about 50 laps for fuel if it comes down to that. So maybe less on tires. I think tires are going to be a bigger factor than fuel.
Yes, they are.
So we'll see what wears out first.
Track temp is apparently going down slightly. We thought it was going to be 82 degrees in sim, and right now it's hovering around 80.6. So interesting to note, the track temperature is actually going down right now, so that may actually help with tire wear.
I like it. Anywhere a little further in the pack, this is 11th and 12th, Brandon Thayer and Dustin Hardy. Justin Thaler sneaking in the shot right behind. As Eric Thaler continues to challenge for the front. Sorry about that, Michael. Go ahead.
That's okay. We're just thinking the same thing as far as what to talk about. You guys got that battle for the lead and finally caught up. But I did catch up a little bit more info on Midnight itself as we're following along with the Midnight scheme. It was a 1989 Pontiac Grand Prix that Rusty Wallace raced for, and he raced it at Richmond Raceway back in September 12th, 1992. He led 231 laps of the Miller Genuine Draft 400 at Richmond and ended up winning the race at midnight due to a rain delay, and was able to bring the car to victory lane.
Right at midnight. That's so cool. Look at Michael Samia. He's caught up to Eric Thaler. So now making a bid for second place.
Ooh, oh boy.
Eric Thaler's sideways, and around he goes. Oh, that's not what Eric wanted. Fighting for the lead. I don't think there was any contact. I didn't see any. But that puts Eric Thaler as he continues to drop to the back. That's not the way he wanted to get on the broadcast tonight.
No, they were having a nice battle right there, getting into turn 2. On the way out, they both got a little loose, looked like.
Here comes to me on the inside. Eric tries to throw a block and goes down a little low. I think that throws his line off on the entry to 1. And so as they come off the corner, side by side now. Nope, we're all good. Oh, Eric just looks like he just turned right and goes into the wall trying to stay off of Samia. I think that was a combination of the bumps and trying to avoid Samia on the inside. So Eric turns right, hits the outside wall, spins around, collects the other 2 corners. So we got 3 of the 4 corners on the 15 that need some repair before Eric can finally get it rightened and straighten it back out. I want to see Eric's steering input.
It is so interesting, too, because it looks like he was following almost in lockstep with Ty right ahead.
Yeah.
And Ty was able to keep it clean and steady, and the bumper 2, we're watching the inputs right now. And, yep,
Right
I think
there.
he was hearing it get a little loose, tried to correct, and it ended up overcorrecting.
Yeah, she got loose off that corner.
Just got a little loose, and that's all it takes. Tried to catch it, a combination of the bumps and trying to avoid. Tough break for Eric Taylor. I hate to see it. But that midnight, I don't know if he's going to have to use a fast repair or if he's going to be able to use just a regular catch up with it only being a mile track. He's going to have to.
There's going to be a few pit stops there if he's just doing repairs.
22 seconds for that last one. Trying to stay on the same lap. Here he is right behind Kevin Mayer, who slowed down way before the line even. So that was a little odd for Kevin Mayer to hold up, eliminating some more time for repairs to be done. I wonder if Kevin Mayer's even on the pit lane speed limiter as Eric hustles him down pit lane. As Eric comes in and stops for some more repairs, but back up front, Ty Williams has the lead. We got at least one more lap of pacing.
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked about Ty Williams with the throwback scheme, the Robbie Gordon machine. Well, John Daniels in the number 82 machine is racing a Brad Keselowski paint. Brad Keselowski drove for James Finch Phoenix Racing back in 2009, where he got his first Cup Series win at Dega. So, the logos are a bit different, but Brad Keselowski.
Bad Brad.
And Ryan Enlow in the number 35 machine. This one's a nice little wholesome one. He's a throwback to a late model stock car his dad and his dad's friend worked on that won the track championship at Tri-County Motor Speedway in 1991. 2 years ago, his dad and friend got back together after being out of racing for 20 years and bought a new chassis. They brought all their kids, including himself, Ryan Enlow, to help them, and now they race most weekends. New version of this same paint at Tri-County Motor Speedway.
Awesome. Tri-County, awesome track. And we're green again. Ty Williams takes off from the outside lane. Michael Samia on the inside. John Daniels third. 2 wide for fifth between Trevor McLaughlin and Ryan Enlow. Brandon Thayer's caught up after a half spin earlier. So good showing for Ryan Enlow in the 35. We just got done talking about his throwback paint. And now he's up here battling in the front. Currently P7. Good show for Ryan Enlow. He's overdue for a good run. He's been with Midwest Motorsports for a while. But look what's happening up front. Michael Samia and Ty Williams at it again. Same song, different verse. This time Michael Samia's got a good run to the middle of 3, down to the front, around the grandstands that we can't see. Ty Williams up high, Michael Samia down low. And now they're out of the grandstands and we can see him again. Going down the back stretch, headed into turn 3. Michael Samia on the inside, Ty Williams up high. Michael Samia does a great job going through the bumps and slides up into the lead.
Got it.
New leader, number 1. Ty Williams is not just going to let him go. Right now, he has no choice. New leader. Here's the 11 car, Dustin Ryan Stittle. 4th place, getting a little bit of pressure from Trevor McLaughlin right behind him. As the field straightens out again.
Yeah, they're definitely spacing it out here, and we got cars that are within 0.2 of a second of each other, and cars that are a little bit around half a second of each other. So everybody's kind of keeping close, not too far, not too spread out yet, which can always lead up to some great racing. Gap between first to last place right now on the lead lap is 8.8 seconds. We got 3 wide action right there, as you can see.
3 wide.
Wow.
Coming in hard to 23 of Trey Purdue. Gives John Mankowski the old elbow. I'm coming through. That was some hockey player body check.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it wasn't.
No, I think that might have been Dustin Hardy.
Dustin Hardy. The red and silver car is Trey Purdue. We're focused on Dustin Hardy. Here they are coming. Dustin Hardy's got a good run on Justin Thaler. Hardy comes down and 23 goes in harder and shoves Dustin Hardy up to the top. Elbows up here on Midwest Motorsports.
Mm-hmm.
We're back live. Dustin Hardy drops back another spot to John Mankowski. But racing carries on. Dustin Hardy's not going to give up without a fight. He goes up high.
Oh, Brandon Thayer.
We got a record. Brandon Thayer once again. I'm not sure if the bumps had something to do with this one also.
We'll have to go back and take a see.
We are looking for Brandon. Right here. Oh, looks like he's made contact with the inside wall as well. Thanks for bearing with me as we deal with the cameras, but here we go. We'll watch it from the overhead. You got Trevor McLaughlin on the inside, Walker McNulty on the outside. Here's Brandon. As we're riding.
He's got, it looks like John Daniels right there on the inside.
Thought it happened sooner than that, but maybe not. Oh, just loses it coming out. Up in the air. Walker McNulty barely gets by.
Trevor McLaughlin going to go down low as well.
Multiple cars sweeping by on the inside, on the outside.
Purdue sneaks right in there.
Wow.
On your tight, back inside.
They make contact!
Holy they put him in the wall. We're still going, right?
You're still going, Brandon. It's all good.
You're still going. Well,
repair work.
Looked on the replay there. I don't know if you happen to see it or not, but I happen to notice it. It looks like John Daniels got a little bit loose himself. A little tire smoke right there on the out of 2 that may have contributed.
Brandon may have been reacting to some sideways tire marks. I think they're not the only skid marks left in Brandon Thayer's driver's suit, but it's all right. He's got a chance to get it fixed. Hopefully he doesn't have to use any fast repairs. I don't think he hit anything. Actually, he did hit something. We saw his wheels come up on the outside wall. So he's already out 40.5 second stop. still on the same lap, so I think he should be okay.
I'm not sure because just I don't know if it's like a camber or an issue on my my screen here, but what I'm seeing right now looks like that right front tire is just barely not on the track. At least the spoiler's not. The splitter's not on the track. But regardless, an interesting development there up front as you see a whole bunch of guys come on down. Lap 60, Trey Purdue led them off the off of pit road, but everybody from Jason Huffman in 6th place on up to Michael Samia has not pitted since lap 27 or 33 in Walker McNulty's case.
Wow, so Trey Purdue, the first one off of pit lane, everybody else in front of him stays out. So that means 6 cars are going to be on much older tires. I mean, like 30 laps older tires.
And Trey may be in that same boat as well. Looks like he took a 5.88 pit stop, so he may have changed the right sides only. But Ty Williams with a 14-second pit stop there.
Wow,
Probably
Dustin,
went all around.
Dustin as well. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to go green. This should be interesting. Remember, the top 6 have already, the top 6 have stayed out. So this is the farthest out view. I got it.
This is, what, 25 laps since they last pit?
Yep. Lap 27. And yeah, we're working lap 63. So, top 6, old tires, be smooth on the start. This could be a very interesting restart.
We'll see how it plans out. Michael Samia right on the gas. No hesitation on him. Walker McNulty and Ryan Enlow join him there. 1, 2, 3 with Trevor McLaughlin filling out 4th place. Dustin Hardy up 14 spots in that 5th spot there in the number 88. He's currently driving number 86 there, but we know him as the 88 machine. Ty Williams has snuck himself into 6th place ahead of Jason Huffman and Trey Purdue, sitting in 8th, 9th Colton Young, and 10th Justin Taylor. And Dustin Rensel just took it away.
So I think it was important that Ty Williams gets around Dustin Hardy there. But we know Ty Williams is fast, and he's already put a gap on the Trey Purdue over a half a second already. So Ty Williams on the fresh tires.
That is
Racing down
one
these
big
guys.
jump right there. You saw that. Dustin Hardy taking a huge jump off of turn 4, gets around Trevor McLaughlin, and Ty Williams is going to go around as well.
That's what fresh tires makes a difference, but it's going to cost him later on in the race. As everybody that Ty's working around now has one more set of tires than Ty does. We'll see if that hurts him as they get towards the end of the race.
Ooh, yellow flag is out.
Caution's out. If we're going to find out what happened this time. John Bates. Yep, looks like it. Looks like he's got a throwback.
He does. That Kodiak machine.
You can see smoke as he in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Oh, there's a checkup. Eric Thaler checks up. Chris Thaler barely misses him. 77 of Kevin Mayer. That all happened up in front. And we'll come back to John Bates. But I did see these guys. It may even have been Clarence Prince. So we'll ride with Clarence and see what happened
Oh.
as they did like a triple check.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
Now.
Big time. 22 is coming up on the 83. The 83 is on the outside. So he's surprised him and they go
Ooh.
sideways. Eric Taylor in the 15's trying to figure out which way he's going. 83 lights it up. 7 checks up and it's bumper cars after that. And that is what maybe surprised John Bates here. So no fault of his own. When all that action was happening in front of him, John Bates trying to be the nice guy and avoid, leave plenty of space, and we'll watch it in real time.
Well, I just got the tab on this paint scheme, by the way. It's a Rusty Wallace throwback to the number 27 machine that he drove in 1989. It was a Pontiac back then as well. Well, yeah.
Oh, bummer.
I tell you,
There's
it's it was good good maneuvering on his part. He unfortunately, still hits the wall, but he could have definitely hit the pit road barrels.
Yeah, good point. Or the cars in front of him and ruined a couple of days, couple guys' races. So unfortunate for John Bates. John Bates is one of the admins here. He does a great job helping everybody out on some of the rules and some of the administrative stuff that goes on. So we appreciate John Bates. And we definitely like his Rusty Wallace throwback. Tell you, Rusty Wallace is making a good commission on the throwbacks here today. I think this is the third or fourth throwback we've talked about. Rusty
And
Wallace.
speaking of that, as you bring that up, Robert Olavison, who was also involved in that caution in a midnight scheme himself.
There he is. The 22, a third. Rusty Wallace. That's at least 4. I thank you for all the Midwest Motorsports guys participating in the throwback race. Makes this a lot of fun. Don't look now, Michael. We're not quite to the halfway point yet. But we still got a whole lot of racing left. I hope we'll get to some green flag runs sooner than later.
70 laps in. Working on lap 71 now, and those guys that did not pit last time, they still have not pit this time. Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, I think a couple. Nope. Everybody else has pretty much been out.
Yep. So Ty Williams now up to P4 after starting P8 on that after that last restart for tires. So Ty Williams up 4 spots the last pit stop. Now he's starting on the second row on the outside where your leader is starting. So the 81 is going to get a good jump on the second row. So I expect to see Ty Williams side by side with the 12 coming out of 2. We'll see as there he is just going across the line. Ty Williams thinks about dropping down. Does not do it. Michael Samia gets a good jump. Dustin Hardy and Walker McNulty ahead. Well, this is the top 4. Trey Purdue, P5, sneaking in the camera shot. Coming across the line, Ty Williams shows third. But Michael Samia has got a good run.
As they all start filing single file behind.
Ty Williams looking inside Walker McNulty.
Look at that. 24.302 for Ty Williams there.
He's flying.
Yeah, he sure is. Got some action right here in the mid-pack, and just behind what we're looking at here, it looks like we got another caution.
Who am I missing? Who got into it? Eric again?
It
Looks like it.
is
Oh no.
Jackson Hall and John
Eric,
Mankowski.
Eric
And Eric
Thaler's
got in
pointing the
there
wrong
too?
way also.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Not a good race. Oh, it's Clarence Prince. Did something happen in front? That was Kevin Mayer.
It was a little bit ahead of them, ahead
Right.
of him there.
Who's in front at the time? Kevin Mayer. Chris Thaler, Brandon Thayer. See if I can get there 1 second. Jackson Hall, you said, huh?
Jackson Hall, right around
Oh,
Thunder Alley, in the middle of the backstretch there.
here we go.
We'll watch it right here unfold. Tell you, turn two's gotten a lot of action today. A lot of cars have had to use their fast repairs and
There
meet
it
their pit
is.
crews because of it.
56 gets the wall and the outside goes around. 74 gets into it. And then what happens behind him?
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming back up the track. That's the 56.
Mm.
And that's who's the 56?
56 is Jackson Hall.
All right. Well, that's the way we were riding with.
And I think further back there, because you were bringing him up, it was right around that
47. He went right
time.
by. Oh, wow. Trying to figure out, yeah, and then how did Eric Taylor get involved?
Let's see how this goes.
One more time. Sorry, Ken.
Oh,
7. That's Chris Taylor. Eric, not far, just behind those guys. All right, now let's fly.
it's the turn two wiggle.
Right? On the exit of 2, we know what's happening up in front. And so Chris just spun on his own. I mean, Eric got into
Yeah,
it. Was there contact with the 83?
there
I
was
think the 83 saw something up ahead. No, Eric
no.
lost it.
Yeah, he just. I
No
know
contact.
if you take a look at the chase angle there, you can see because I was trying to figure out if he was checking up or what was going on right there. But it's fun enough that him and Chris did the wiggle at about the same time in the number 7 machine there.
There's going to be some action as they exit this corner. Like 3 or 4 cars up ahead, you'll see him wreck. But here is Ed, just loses it on his own. Double tank slapper, misses it. While up ahead, a completely separate and independent accident. But luckily, Eric only hits the wall a little bit. I'm guessing probably a 0x for the outside wall and maybe a 2x for the inside wall. But pretty disappointed that Jackson Hall came back up into the field. And that could have saved a little drama there. I know we're still yellow as they're pacing. So we're not going to miss too much. But right there, after his little shenanigans here, Jackson Hall, right there gets the wall. 74, Mankowski comes up, doesn't mind hitting his right rear. But right here, Jackson Hall could have, right there, it comes back up. No, no harm. We're
Comes
all
back up
good.
twice, but yeah, we
All right.
are going back
We're
green
green.
here.
We're green.
Walker
Let's go racing.
McNulty took the outside line here. Once again, him and Dustin Hardy have not pit since lap 33 and 27, respectively. Ty Williams has snuck himself back up to second place after getting that pit stop on lap 60 just 18 laps ago. 19 laps ago.
Second, third, and fourth in your screen. Parker McNulty snuck out to about a half a second lead already. Dustin Hardy right behind these guys. And you're right, Walker McNulty's last pit lap was lap 33. So he is the man when it comes to tires. Dustin Hardy also last took tires on lap 27. So you got to give them credit.
Somebody who's not so concerned about tires right now, speaking of which, is that number 81 machine right there in second place. Just set a 24.29, while Walker's got a 24.32. So Ty is in the hunt, that's for sure. But I tell you, give props to Walker here with this tire wear on this track. He is handling this track so well, given how old those tires are.
Yeah, it really does make me wonder if those guys that came in at lap 60 just took fuel, 15 seconds worth of fuel, and didn't take tires. I did not see them. Oh, we're yellow again. We might set a record for cautions tonight. Who am I missing? Oh no, Dustin Hardy.
Oh,
Really? I hope not. He's having such a good run. But yeah, it appears to be Dustin.
yeah.
There he is on the outside here. 82, John Daniels on the inside. Dustin Hardy all by himself. So far, so good.
It's that
into the
wall.
wall. Just a little understeer. Ryan Enlow had nowhere to go. But good on Dustin. Stay up high on the wall.
No repeats of any mishaps. No worries about coming back in or anything. I tell you, that turn 2, at it again.
Yep. Turn 2. Bites another one. Let's see how bad his steering is. Doesn't seem to be too bad. It's
Not too
drifting a
bad.
little bit, right?
Yeah.
We'll see if he decides to come in and pit or not.
It finally happened. We finally did it. Walker McNulty has pitted.
Walker comes in. All right. Pit cycles. We're back live now.
Suppose he had to get fuel at some point, huh?
Yes, exactly. Made it last as long as he could. So that's going to put these two guys up front, Trey Purdue and Ty Williams. Both pitted on lap 60 most recently.
They got some pretty quick lap times, too, as Ty Williams did set the session fastest earlier at 24.298. Well, Trey Purdue just one-upped him and got a 24.296.
Wow.
So, two fast machines right out front there, and see how well that pans out as the racing continues. We're not quite at halfway yet at lap 87, but we're slowly getting our marks there.
One lap at a time, that's all we can do.
Yes, sir, and at least it's not going to get dark.
And we know it's not going to get dark like it did in the truck series. Michael, you were in that race, right?
I was.
The old Atlanta, for those who don't know, I'll give a recap and then I'll ask your opinion. But the old Atlanta did not have lights. And we decided to run the truck throwback race at the old Atlanta just to reminisce a little bit. You know, we thought, hey, why not? Then they said, hey, well, we can run it, in dusk and let the cloud go down. We'll get some sun coming over the track in turn 2 there, as it normally does that time of day. But we had no idea the race would run so long that they ended up throwing a red flag at lap 80 because you couldn't see. What was it like, Michael? Was it as dark as you expected as the cars are going around the backstretch? So we'll wrap it up before they start again.
Well, I will say it was a little bit tricky. It was, noticeably getting darker. At first, there was some cloud cover, but as the race wore on, it started getting darker and darker. And when they finally brought it up that it could get pitch black out there. It was, oh, I didn't think this was going to be a thing. Admittedly, I wanted to keep going as long as we could, but race control made their decision, and we had a caution come out right as he was announcing the 5 to go, and that kind of stole the show right there. So, at Hotlanta, it's a fun track. I love it. I wish I had done a little bit better pit strategy there, and we are off green with Ty Williams. And John Daniels getting a great start there.
Trey Purdue forgot where the gas pedal was, and that lets Ty Williams get a good run. John Daniels gets by, so now Trey Purdue goes from a front row, drops back to third spot. Thankfully, Dustin Reinstedel was there to give Trey Purdue a bump, but look at the run John Daniels gets off the exit of turn 2. But now Trey Purdue in the 23 sneaks inside of the 82 of John Daniels. John Daniels comes back underneath, gets loose.
Oh,
gets loose, save it. I got it. I think I got it. Dustin Reinstedel trying to figure out which way to go. John Daniels still hanging on to it. Can't hold on to it forever.
I thought he was going to save that.
Man, you got to give him credit for trying, but goodness.
That whole
Once again, yeah. He was sideways the whole backstretch, like you said. And I feel bad for Ryan Enlow in the 35 because he's gave him 3 or 4 chances to save it. See if we can get a better view here. So he's doing a great job racing with Trey Purdue in the 23 right behind. And here we are, John Daniels. It's loose coming off.
Hey,
I'm sure it's the bumps.
Go ahead. Could definitely be that, and it certainly looked like he was going to try to do crossover coming right out of the corner, that late apex, and it just did not agree with that car.
I got it. I think I got it. Everybody behind him's trying to figure out which way he's going. Dustin Reinstedel says, okay, you got it? You down there? Nope. Dustin Reinstedel sneaks by, thankfully. John Daniels into the wall. And here's Ryan Enlow with nowhere to go. Slams on the brakes. Too little too late as he gets hit from behind as well. I hate it for Ryan Enlow. No fault of his own. John Daniels cuts down in front of Jason Huffman in the 4.
Ooh, that was a big hit right there with the 26.
99 goes by. They're still trying to sort it out behind him. Chris Thaler. Just one of those racing deals. But man, that's not going to help John Daniels out. Not sure how he gets to go back around everybody. I guess when the caution came out, he's able to assume his position as when the yellow came out. Huh? Is that how that works?
I guess so. Can it be
go back
up in third?
Behind number 11. Wow.
Oh, yeah, nope.
Or is he just coming in the pits?
He's going to go pit.
Still in front of the 56. So good for him. It's all good. He's in the pits to get it fixed. And we'll go back to live.
It's the Great Pumpkin there, Charlie Brown.
Yes.
That number 11 machine. Dustin Reinstedel there. It's an old Tony Stewart paint scheme. Back in 2002, he ran this one. Back when it was still Pontiac. It was raced at Bristol Motor Speedway.
See the Home Depot logo there? Snoopy, Charlie Brown, Linus.
I miss those old schemes, This was part of what makes Throwback Weekend so great, but remember the Looney Tunes schemes and the Richmond, the Pontiac Excitement. They do all those. They had the
Never knew.
Muppets one year, I think.
Yeah, he had Muppets for sure. I never knew Dustin Reinstedel was a Tony Stewart fan, but now we know. Ray Purdue gives Barney a little bump there, letting him know he's there. All right, we're going to go racing again. Jason Huffman lines up right behind Dustin Reinstedel.
See how this goes. These guys are on lap 60. It was their last pit stop, the top 4. As they get going, and boy, oh boy, does Ty Williams know how to get going.
Clarence Prince can take some notes, I hope. Ray Purdue in the 23 inside Justin Thaler for second. Dustin Reinstedel in the 11 on the outside. Let's see if Justin Thaler crosses over the 23. Trying to get on the inside of him. Now gets up to his left rear. Ray Purdue keeps him honest down low. Let's the 11. Dustin Reinstedel will catch up to Justin. And Justin Thaler in the number 2 has no choice but to let the 23 go, at least for now. Going through the bumps, Trevor McLaughlin in the 99, trying to figure out how to make the best of it. But also he's getting pressure from behind as Dustin Reinstedel inside the number 2 of Justin Thaler. And the cameras go behind the screen again. I missed the camera switch. I'm back with the 11 as Ty Williams in the 81 is blinking up ahead. The 11 finally completes the pass.
Trey Purdue setting another hot lap there at 24.295. They come back around. 24.252. He is blistering trying to get back up to Ty Williams after letting him go on the restart.
He's there, right on his bumper now. Trey Purdue in the 23.
Got some action in the backstretch here.
Gray yellow.
See if we can figure out what's going on. Who lost this time?
Any word?
Well, I did see in rewinding, we got Eric bumping into the wall there. There's some action going on ahead of Kevin here. Oh, I do see something. But I gotta figure out who that something is. Looks like Ryan Enlow with a lot of tire going on there. Him and Brandon Thayer. Right at the end of the back, right at Thunder Alley. There on lap 98.
We'll get him.
There he was.
Yeah, just a little elbow rub. Mike Samia checks up. Ryan Enlow on the inside. Brandon Thayer. Oh, that looked like Netco, to be honest. Oh, I said stop. It didn't look like there was any content. Now the 23 was coming up on Brandon. I'll get us there. Bear with me. Thanks. Right here. I don't see much contact there. I'll go to the right rear. Oh, there has to be contact.
And just
But it definitely wasn't intentional. Just Enlow kept coming up and coming up and coming up.
And if you look at the steering input there in the cockpit view, it looks like he was just trying to prevent the wiggle out of turn 2. Now the steering wheel going a little back and forth here. And I thought he had it straightened out right before he started going back to the right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was an iOverlay user or not, but those of you that use iOverlay, it's now gone into the freemium mode. If you rely on that spotter, that is now behind the paywall. I know that's one of the ones that the overlay that I use, and
Remind us what's it called one more time?
iOverlay.
iOverlay.
But the spotter is now now something you have to get the Pro Edition for, and I don't know if that's something he used beforehand or not, but definitely would have been nice in Atlanta, and definitely would have been nice right there.
Actually saved it.
He did.
That was amazing. Amazing piece of driving. It was a little pretty fast yellow. There was wall contact. We're going back green here, so I will get you back there.
Ooh, new pair up in front.
Pretty amazing that they saved it here.
Dustin Reinstedel, Justin Thaler are your front two guys there. Both on lap 60 is the last time they pit. Everyone behind them has been a bit of a mash-up here. Walker McNulty at lap 85. Trevor McLaughlin back at 76. And Michael Samia at lap 86. So a little variance on the strategies. Ty Williams is back in 14th place after stopping at lap 99 with Trey Perdue and Eric Thaler. John Daniels as we get ready to go green.
We are officially halfway. Justin Reinstedel up front. Justin Thaler. On the inside, Walker McNulty on the outside. Trevor McLaughlin and Michael Samia fighting right behind. But check them out.
Justin's making a move. Can he get there? He might have to do another lap, but he's definitely got something there in 3 and 4.
Not if Walker McNulty has anything to say about it. Now Dustin Reinstedel closes the door and clears. Walker McNulty now in attack mode as we're yellow once again. What happened this time?
See if we can figure it out here.
Robert Olavison. Oh.
Ooh.
They're still wrecking. Is that the 7 again? Oh, man. Robert, tough break for him. 1 second. Looks like he came up into Kevin Mayer from what I could see.
See another action. Maybe it's in this one here. You might see.
Just gets inside.
Oh, there's where it begins.
Oh, who was that up ahead?
That was Jason Huffman in the number 4 Monster Energy machine. Looks like he tapped right into Ryan Enlow. Enlow goes up into the wall there at turn 2. John Mankowski gets right into the back end of Ryan before Brandon pinballs him to the inside wall.
All right, you have to call that again.
We'll watch the broadcast
stream, and we'll watch it together.
Let's do it.
There we go. Riding with Jason Huffman. Tell us what happened. Ryan Enlow on the outside.
All right, so as they get going right here, we got the number 4 machine on the exit of turn 2, gets right into Ryan Enlow. He starts to go around. Ryan Enlow hits the wall. Then John Mankowski rear ends Ryan Enlow. Right behind them, we got Brandon Thayer getting right in the rear of Mankowski, sending him flying into the inside wall. And where does Robert fit in on all this here? The number 22 you're bringing up.
Yeah. Oh. I'll get to Ryan. I'll get to Olavison. Let's do that. Here. And we'll get to see what happens to Robert Olavison. As they're checking up.
What happened there?
Olavison just turns right in front of Kevin.
Yeah.
Right up into Kevin Mayer in the 77 right there.
I wonder if he thought Trey was going to go somewhere. That is definitely not Robert's style, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and then backs it up.
He comes back in. Ugh.
He was traveling backwards. and turned the wheel the wrong way. And that sent him back up into the track, into Chris Thaler and a couple other guys. So I'm curious about this part, but what can you do?
Did the cat get on his lap or something?
Yeah, really. Go out and flies on the inside. Just goes up inside. Kevin Merritt goes for a ride, and then now he's facing backwards into this right there. Eric Taylor's got a good spot, and then bam and bam.
We are back green.
All good.
As we follow along here, Walker McNulty getting a jump on Michael Sumia there in second place. First place, the Texaco Haviland number 12 machine. Third place, Trevor McLaughlin in the 99 Aflac Ford Mustang. Well, I'm sorry, not Ford Mustang. Toyota Camry.
There you go.
He might have put a Ford decal on there. I don't know. Oh, what's going on with Sumia there as he goes down out of turn 2?
Like he caught it. Luckily, there was no caution. Yeah, just all by himself. Let's see. I need to put it so he don't get caught behind the grandstands. At turn 2.
Yeah.
Exit, just lights them up.
Walker McNulty setting the pace here at a 24.187 this last time by.
That's how you rejoin without hitting anybody.
That it is.
All right. Walker McNulty out front. You're right. 1 second lead already. What'd you say his fast lap was?
24.187.
That's hauling the mail.
He's got some moonshine to deliver.
That's right. We got pit strategies all over the place. Don't think this is going to be a pit strategy race.
Boy, he just did another one. Oh, and another fast lap. Oh, they're getting sent all over the place. Finally got a hot moment there. Dustin Rhinestone steals the fast lap right as we get caution again. But a 24.128 went in rapid succession with Walker setting the new fast lap. Then it was Eric Thaler getting a 24.153 and follow that up with Dustin's 24.128. He's in 8th place at the moment. Let's see what happened there that brought out the caution.
May have been Dustin Hardy. Yep, he's missing some front body work. The number 2 of Justin Thaler. Little Clarence Prince sideways. In front, Dustin Hardy on the outside. Justin Thaler in the 2 on the inside. Oh, just misjudges. Trying to go around Clarence Prince. The 2 gets a little tank slapper. Sure, it wasn't intentional, but Dustin Hardy, the victim on that one, as he's into the outside wall.
I'll give some props here as well. We'll see in a little bit. But these guys know how to keep it clean if they do get into a wreck. A lot of these guys are doing pretty good. Despite how the track conditions, they're trying to minimize the damage. As we get this crew right here, Jackson Hall and number 26 machine, Colton Young, and Dustin, instead of trying to get back right in front or in the middle of the backstretch there, puts it back on the wall so he avoids getting anybody else in it.
Shout out, Dustin Hardy. We appreciate you, my friend. I know the race hasn't gone your way, but you definitely earned some respect from us at least. No fault of your own, just one of those things. Number 2 slides in inside and catches a tank slapper, uses Dustin Hardy to straighten his car back out, and Dustin Hardy has nowhere to go. Hate it for you, my friend. And like you said, a good job by everybody else for avoiding that. Chris Taylor's blinking. There he goes, still blinking. Coming back up, going into the pits. John Bates going into the pits as well. To try to reset the field. Walker McNulty is going to start him off up front. Car gets a wave through. Lucky dog.
Trevor McLaughlin's still out there on the field here. I think he's going for a fuel pit stop as he last pitted at lap 76. Here we are out in, wow, lap 114. So he's long hauling it looks like.
All right, they're doubling up.
We got one more shout out here on our list for the Throwback Series. It's number 4, Jason Huffman. That Monster Energy machine.
There he is.
And he's throwing back to a Midwest Motorsports Classic. Back at Season 3 in Talladega, he ended up pulling out a league win, his first league win with Midwest Motorsports, who was riding this paint scheme.
He's throwing back to himself. I like it. That's classy. Jason Huffman's been racing a long time. Definitely an OG when it comes to Midwest Motorsports. And appreciate Jason racing with us. As you can see, closer look at the cars as Barney drops off. We're going to go racing one more time. At 116, the guys are going to eventually run out of fast repairs. And that means maybe we'll start to get some longer green flag runs. But right now, Walker McNulty, Trevor McLaughlin, and Ty Williams side by side for second. Michael Samia, Eric Thaler, and Trey Perdue fighting out right behind with Dustin Reinstedel inside Trey Perdue now, but up ahead. Ty Williams, Trevor McLaughlin.
Oh no.
Oh, buddy.
Right at the start-finish line.
Who got it?
We got Trey Perdue and...
We'll find out. I got him now.
Oh,
Ride the Broncos
Brandon
with us.
Thayer
Brandon
again.
Thayer again. Yep. All right, this is lap 2 after a restart. Got Dustin Reinstedel inside. Trey Perdue, 82 of John Daniels behind. Dustin Reinstedel, Trey Perdue just keeps coming down. Keeps coming down. You can't pinch him down like that without spinning yourself. Not sure what Trey Perdue's expecting Dustin to do, but he can't catch it. And now Trey Perdue goes up in the wall. He should stay up in the wall, I hope. But nope, he decides to come down in front of Brandon Thayer. And that's no good for Brandon. As he goes through and does some Midwest Motorsports lawn duty, hits the inside wall. Gathers it back up. Trey Perdue still spinning across.
Doing a little 3-wheel pattern in there.
Yep. He needs a new bumper, a new front end. Brandon Thayer been in the pits already, so hopefully these guys can gather it up and have not run out of fast repairs. Otherwise, they're going to be sitting in the pits for a minute or two.
Yeah. Depending on how much required repairs, they may be coming in several times.
Right. While we're here, we're going to take a 60-second break and listen to an ad for Midwest Motorsports. If you're interested in joining a league, you can always go to midwest-motorsports.com. We have 3 series, 2 oval series, and a road series. Here's a 60-second blurb about us. Entries are free and open anytime.
Are you tired of milquetoast lawless racing and ready for a real league? Then you need Midwest Motorsports. Our iRacing Cup, Truck, and Road series are unrivaled and make grown men cry. Featuring active race control and an active Discord server. Say goodbye to cheese wagon free-for-alls and hello to the best league racing you'll find anywhere. Want more? Who doesn't? Catch our weekly podcast, complete with member interviews, race reviews, standing updates, and rig tips and tricks. Live race broadcasts with announcer commentary.
And Ty Williams in the 81 in the red car. Jason Huffman gets in between them.
Fridays, Truck Series. Sundays, Cup Series. Tuesdays, Road Series. Visit Midwest-Motorsports.com to sign up for free and see if you have what it takes to not finish last. Our next season starts soon. Scan the QR code to sign up now, unless you like being taken out in Turn 1 by noobs.
Nobody likes being taken out in turn 1 by noobs. I'll be honest, we have a lot more pacing laps than normal tonight. This is the Rockingham Speedway and known for being bumpy. It's very hot. Tires are tricky, and it looks like these guys did not get enough practice. Sometimes we have races like this, right?
Yep, sometimes. And, I don't remember if Martinsville is on the schedule. I know it's not on the truck schedule for this season. And I'm sure there's a reason for that. But, the weather that just drummed up here for this race has set the tone for how this track plays out. Of course, Rockingham itself, the Rock, has always been a tricky track. It's almost like Darlington and a track that's too tough to tame.
Well, hopefully these guys will tame the Rock here in a couple of laps. We have about 78 laps to go. And Walker McNulty on the outside in an Ernie Irvin throwback to Davey Allison, a 2-for-1 throwback. Takes off. Michael Samia and Ty Williams battle it out for second with Trevor McLaughlin right behind.
And right behind Trevor, we got Eric Thaler, Dustin Reinstedel, and John Daniels. And Jason Huffman and Dustin Hardy battling it out for 8th place with Justin Thaler rounding out the top 10. Chris Thaler in the number 7 machine in 11th place right behind. And a Jeff Bodine number 7 scheme.
Oh boy.
They're keeping Josh busy today.
Yes, they are. Not sure who that was. That was on the inside of. I'll have to switch to a different camera here. Going down the back stretch, I believe. Brandon Thayer, like he was coming out of the pits.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if this was the reason for the caution.
I didn't happen to see anything of note so far.
Maybe Josh didn't like something.
Oh, I see it now. Lap 124, we got number 7 coming in the middle of turn 2.
Hang on one second. We'll get there.
Yeah, it was about right at the edge of pit road where pit road ends.
All right, give me 1 second. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That 26 Colton
Young and that Ford Mustang.
All right, let's see what happens. Bear with me. Of course. All right, let's do it. Colton Young with Chris Thaler right ahead. Coming onto the front stretch. Going across the line. Coming into turn 1. I'm scared we're going to lose the camera here. So I'll switch it over to chopper view. But Chris Taylor kind of checks up just a little bit. Colton Young on the inside. Oh, Chris
Oh,
is
he
already
gets a
spinning.
loose. Yeah. Colton Young didn't really have
she got loose
anywhere
off
to
that
go.
corner.
Chris Taylor got loose. Definitely not Colton Young's fault.
And Ryan Enlow has to get wrapped up in another one.
Oh, Ryan. Ryan Enlow, buddy, you need to take the magnet out of your car. I hate it. Devin does a good job to stay up high until everybody passes. But, man, you got to hate it. Ryan Enlow so far right there with Dustin Hardy for the Bad Luck Award of the day.
And there was another incident just behind them as well, right as that was all unfurling. I was wondering what happened with the 27 machine there.
27? All right,
Yeah,
1 second. I'll get there. Bear with me here, Michael. All right, 27, you said?
Yeah, the 27 machine.
And that is
John
Bates again.
Bates, yeah.
Bear with me till I find him. There he is. Watching real time. I'll fast forward just a little.
And as he's coming right around here, he sees the smoke, slows down, and Robert gets right under the end of him.
Yeah, I guess you can't. If Bates is putting up his hand, letting him know he's slowing down, Robert obviously can't really see him, can he?
No, that's a tricky part in this. But we are getting ready to get back to green flag racing.
Yes,
Walker McNulty leads them off. Michael Samia is second, and Eric Thaler right there in third place, making a challenge for second. Ty Williams in fourth, with Trevor McLaughlin there in fifth. Dustin Reinstyle getting a good jump there off of 2.
I've hit the live button 5 times. I still can't go live. There we go. All right.
Ooh, we might even want to pan back here to this battle for 5th. Or battle for 4th? Yeah, 4th place. It's heating up a little bit. Almost went 3 wide going into turn 2. James, what's that old adage again?
To finish first, you first got to finish.
Well, that's it right there.
Again. That's one of them. I can tell you another one. Checkers or cautions breed cautions.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's the one you were looking for, huh? What happened this time? Where are we going?
We are going. Let's see what happened with Dustin Hardy here. So I caught him halfway sideways. Oh, okay, coming out of turn 2 there on lap 130.
1 second. I'll find the car first, and then I'll be able to rewind. I don't have specific laps, so I just got to rewind it. Yep. All right. We're live, and here he is. Dustin Hardy in the black car on the outside. Yep.
But he just baps that wall right in front of John Mankowski and loses it. Jackson Hall loses it right into Chris Thaler there. Trying to avoid the accident.
'74 Mankowski has got nowhere to go. He does a good job avoiding, actually. And then behind, they're checking up. At 56, comes back up into the 7. Jackson Hall. Please, camera. Thank you. And the sun is starting to go down if you haven't noticed. Chris Thaler in the wall. Jackson Hall keeps it down. Everybody else avoid. Oh, just barely.
541 in the sim. Track is currently still around 91, 92 degrees, as the weather's still partly cloudy out there at 81 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's come down a lot since practice qualifying in the beginning of this race.
What did we say earlier about no lights around the track and we're not going to have the same scenario we had at the trucks?
Well, I
Not
don't
sure
know.
who it was that said that, but
I think it was our race manager there, but
okay.
Shout out to Ant Caster, right? That's what I heard in the truck chatter there. Shout out to him as far as the truck race goes. Planning that one out. I don't know. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one, I'm sure. But hopefully, I don't know how fast the in sim time goes compared to real life here, but I think we're more worried about timing out the session before the sun actually goes down around here.
Yeah. Yeah. I am curious. Is there a session timeout? Is there a time when the session will time out?
Let's see if I can get that box up here. I'll have to get in a test drive because I'm in session. Looks like
That's all
we
good.
have an hour left in the
Okay.
session.
Well, I hope it doesn't take that long to do another 63 laps. I'm sorry, 66 laps. We're going to go green. Don't look now. Eric Thaler, the godfather of Midwest Motorsports, founding brother, on the front row, second to Walker
Did I just
McNulty.
even hear?
Yes. Walker McNulty gets the jump. But further back, Trevor McLaughlin, Dustin Reinstedel, they go behind the cameras and back out. They're all chasing front two.
Yeah, sorry about that random comment. I was on riding along with another driver there, and the car made a really random noise in the backstretch. But yeah, no, we've got some good action there, right up front. Everybody's still kind of battling, still keeping close with each other there. The most recent pit stops there towards the back at 131. Eric Thaler had a pitted lap 99. Walker McNulty at lap 85. Trevor McLaughlin still hasn't come into pit. Last time he came in was lap 76. As Eric Thaler sets the new fastest lap of this session at 24:097 that last time around.
And he takes the lead. We're going to see it happen. Oh, it looks like he took him at least 4 corners. We'll watch it here in real time as Eric Thaler sneaks up on through the bumps. This is Rockingham, Midwest Motorsports. Eric Thaler jumps up inside Walker McNulty, side by side now. Doesn't quite clear him. He goes side by side down the front stretch. Still not clear. Walker McNulty does not want to give up the spot. Hangs tight. Eric Thaler holds him tight down low. Walker McNulty has no choice now.
To the bottom of the track. Slide job. Trying to take the lead away. Slide job.
He got him. Walker
got
McNulty
him.
tries to fight back, but nothing he can do for the 15 of Eric Thaler, as Eric Thaler is now your leader. Walker McNulty in the 12 second.
Yeah, they're still battling right now, even though Eric said is the new fastest lap of the session about 2 laps ago now at 24:09.2. Getting close to breaking under 24 seconds. Now they're side by side coming out of turn 2. Nobody's got a wiggle between these front two. As they come right onto turn 3, Eric's still holding that lead. Walker McNulty's coming back though. Little wiggle there and keeps this one even. Eric's going to get the credit for that lap there as he goes back to the high side. Coming out of turn 2, a little bit of wiggle between the two as Walker got a little bit more of a slow up there.
Nice job for those guys to keep it clean. And if he's not careful, he's going to be a victim of John Daniels, who's lurking in the background here. So the top 3, as they come across the line, Eric Thaler, Walker McNulty, John Daniels, 1, 2, and 3. This is what we came to know Midwest Motorsports for. Racing like this on a Sunday evening. Hanging out with your buddies. Nowhere else I'd rather be. Again, Michael, I'm glad you're here with me. In the booth, it's a lot more entertaining, especially with all these yellows.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm not on the track right now because I probably have contributed to a few of them myself. I know I try to be clean, but
everything I've seen shows that you respect your space and your competitor as well. So good on you for that. I know it's a lot more fun for everybody, which is the goal, right? For everybody to have a good time.
Oh yeah. Not everybody likes being in the spin cycle, and as we talk about cycles and stuff, Eric gets a little tap on the wall there coming out of 4, but I will say that the hardest charger award, it's a tie right now between these two leading the race as we're focused in on Trevor McLaughlin there in the 99. Kind of panning back through the field, looking at some other action going on. Mankowski and Eric Thaler there battling it out. Or not Eric, Justin Thaler. Wow. Oh, he's getting a little loose out of turn 4.
Mike Samia gets by.
Says, thank you.
I'll take it. Justin Thaler looking for a way to get around the number 4 while Mike Samia in the 1. Takes the low line. Justin Thaler stays up high. Goes side by side around towards the back stretch. I'm sorry, the front stretch. Across the start finish line again. Michael Samia slides back up. Mankowski in the 74. Not afraid of charging in hard. Does Samia have a good run on the 2 this time? Not good enough. Seems like you really have to focus hard to get a good run coming off the corners.
You really do, because it just doesn't take much to hit the right bump there and you lost everything. Ooh, battle for the lead right now. Walker McNulty has caught back up with Eric Thaler. 1/10 of a second between the two drivers. I just happened to see Walker take it for just a split second before Eric seems to have gotten himself back up there with a little bit bigger of a gap, about a car length or so.
These guys are racing hard.
And that man's done it again. Trevor McLaughlin in the pits now to start his pit time. Didn't pit until from lap 76 all the way to now.
So he's counting on green flag runs, and yellow was really going to hurt him. As Walker McNulty gets a good run, doesn't quite get him, and now John Daniels looking on the outside of Walker.
He's getting himself in that mix right there in that 82 machine. Looks like he's kind of cleaned up his car, gotten it a little more focused. Coming out of turn 2. That's been the kicker for him and a lot of other drivers today.
You can definitely see how bumpy it is. Pretty much from any angle riding on the car. You can see the other cars bouncing around looking at the horizon. As the sun starts to go down and the track is only beginning to cool off, that might be helping with the tire temperatures as well, track temperature. But the race for the lead, a 4-way battle.
As Ty sneaks his nose into this one.
In that Darlington line, going in low, not Ryan in low, but taking the entry low and then letting the car slide up to the wall, then lifting and cutting down and exiting low, trying to avoid a bumps. As John Daniels looks on the outside of Walker McNulty, makes Walker use his mirrors. John Daniels on the outside now of Walker McNulty.
And there's Daniels making the pass. Ty's going to follow along too.
Yeah. Walker McNulty has no choice but to let Ty go as well. Smart, safe driving from Walker McNulty there.
I think he's got to be thinking about pitting at some point here, with him being from pitting at lap 85 as John gets a little loose. Ty's going to sneak around on the outside there going into turn 3.
What was that you were saying about John Daniels figuring out the exit of turn 2?
You
comes
know,
down to the pit. Sorry.
he had it there for a couple laps, you know?
Yes. He got 3 laps in a row. It's all good. It's easy for me to say from up here as we got somebody.
It looks like John Bates there.
I think it might have been Daniels again.
Leader's getting into some lap traffic now.
Yeah, there he is, really sideways. Big wiggle out of the 82. Back alive, Ty Williams got around for sure. Now he's hunting down Eric Thaler. These guys came in the pits at the last time exactly the same. However, Ty Williams spent about 15 seconds in the pit, while Eric only spent 10. So I think that got Eric some track position at the cost. Maybe he only took 2, or maybe none at all. I believe everybody's got at least 1 pit stop left, with the exception of Trevor McLaughlin. Stopped at 149, and Walker McNulty at 155. I think they can go the rest of the way. John Bates comes into the pits. This is the race for the lead, Ty Williams and Eric Thaler.
And Chris Thaler peeking on in here with the missing front end. Eric's going to go around him. We're dealing with some lap traffic here. Both lead cars get around nice and clean. Good on you, Chris, for keeping your line and making sure you keep out of the leader's path. It's a thing that we like here at Midwest Motorsports, that people don't try to race the leaders when they're going a lap down.
This is the closest battle on the track as John Mankowski comes into pit. Trevor McLaughlin back in the pit.
Looks like we got a bit of a pit cycle going on here. Now the top 6, the most recent pit stop for them. 105, Justin Taylor, Jason Hoffman, Dustin and John Daniels all pitted at lap 105. Ty and Eric at lap 99. Everybody else between lap 131 and now 160.
Look at that speed on the 81, right around the 15. Oh my goodness. The 15 is coming into pit. That explains it. 15 is making this pit stop.
Either way, Ty with the about a second lead over John Daniels there.
All right, when will Ty come in? Is he going to come in now and just try to cover Eric? Or is he going to go long and try to overcut? My guess is he's going to come in, but nope, he made a liar out of me. Maybe 2 laps. What Eric Thaler does not want is a caution, as Justin Thaler also comes in the pit now.
No.
On our longest green flag run so far, I believe.
Absolutely. Eric is just coming out of the pits here as
Ty
looks like
comes in.
Ty's coming in.
All right. Where does Eric Thaler come out in relation to Ty? They were side by side when Eric came into pit. Thankfully, I'm sure Eric announced his pit stop, announced his intentions, so Ty knew he was coming in.
Trey Purdue's the now it's Ty Williams. But Trey Purdue out on the track here is the lead car in regards to cars one lap down. So if caution were to come out now, he would get the wave around. Lucky dog, as it were.
Wow, Eric Thaler with a poor stop. Let's find out what. Oh, no, there he is. There's Ty Williams, still hasn't come out yet.
Eric took 4 tires.
And that, by staying out, Ty Williams now is behind Eric Thaler. Remember, Walker came in at 155. He's good to go to the end. But Eric Thaler in the 15 has fresher tires by about 15 or 20 laps. So that means Walker just lets him go. But they were side by side with Ty Williams. And now Ty Williams further back and in traffic. They both had about a 15-second stop. So no pit stops. That was just those 2 extra laps that Ty Williams stayed out. And it cost him. As now he is pretty far behind. And finally gets around John Daniels and John Mankowski. He now has to chase down Walker McNulty, who was off strategy from Ty, but ends up ahead. Not sure exactly what happened to Ty. I know his pit stop, the amount of time stopped was only 15 seconds. But maybe he had an issue in his box because he is almost 4 seconds behind Eric Thaler, and they were side by side when Eric came into pit first. So 4-second loss, only 2 laps. Something happened on Ty Williams' pit stop. If he ends up on the podium, I want to ask him about it. I'm getting old, Michael. You know, sometimes I have to remind myself. I have to say it out loud so I remember what questions to ask.
Hey, that doesn't hurt. At least you're coming up with them.
Well, I'm glad I'm able to interview the top 3. I think it's a good idea.
No. I thought I might have clued in on what might have happened for Ty, but
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can
I will
rewind it in
probably
your
just have to
session.
ask him at this point.
Okey-doke.
So I did not happen to see anything right then and there.
Okay. Micah Samia is your current leader now. He last pitted at 131, so I think he has to stop again. But once again, the Dale Earnhardt throwback, number 1, Michael Samia, is your current leader. Michael's overdue for a good run. I think you're right. Since the number change, he just hasn't had good luck. Decided to drop out of the truck series for this season after having about 4 bad races in a row. So I think he's blaming that on the number change itself, which, I mean, you snooze, you lose. Jason Kraft got to the number first, so that happens. But Michael Samia out here showing that he can crank out some fast laps. Started on the front row.
As we're panned on that number 1 machine, I just happened to do some digging. It's 1998 Dale Earnhardt Jr. machine.
Roger. Did he say which track, which race it was?
That is a good question there. I'll see if I can dig up some more on that.
Just curious. I thought you might have a stat book in your brain like Larry McReynolds does. Not sure if you know, Larry Mack trips over his stat book every time he wakes up in the morning.
That's what makes his bed all nice and comfy.
Yep, that's right. Dreaming about racing Jackson Hall. And the 56 is currently second place. His last stop was lap 132, so he's due for a pit stop. As the 81 gets by. As the 15 is working on Michael Samia here.
That's what it was. I knew I recognized the scheme from somewhere. It's the Japan car. This is when they did the series where they went out to Japan for 3 years.
Motegi. Okay.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. drove this one. It was about one of his first starts driving against other cup competition for
Wow,
DEI.
okay. Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Senior drove the number 3. It was the red Coca-Cola machine.
Right on. Michael Samia finally makes his pit stop from the lead, which means Eric Thaler will be your leader after Jackson Hall makes his stop.
Yeah, got Jackson Hall right up front, the number 56, and he didn't happen to mention specifically, but he's got a Pokemon paint scheme, a Pokemon Red and Blue, the original series. Came out on the Nintendo Game Boy. Remember playing the yellow on Game Boy Color?
There it is. Pikachu looking right at you. Currently, your leader waiting for him to make a stop. The race for the lead is going to be between Eric Thaler, Ty Williams, and John Daniels. Eric Thaler has that big of a lead over Ty Williams. Ty Williams has 2 laps fresher tires.
That's right. And of course, Ty is running a 24.18. Well, 24.20 as they just passed the line. Eric Thaler at a 24.43. And here it comes. Looks like we got Jackson Hall going into the pits, which means in about a couple seconds here. Oh,
we got a leader.
We got a new
leader.
Chris
Thaler in the way. And here comes Ty Williams in the 81. Using the 7 as a pick. Don't look now, the 82 of John Daniels right behind. Good thinking, Michael. We're on the same page.
That's right.
1, 2, and 3 in your screen.
In fact, out of the 3 of them, John Daniels getting the faster lap there. I'm sure that has to do with Chris and a little bit of a checkup there coming out of turn 4.
Oh! Eric Thaler into John Daniels coming off turn 2. Oh, that's tough luck for Eric Thaler and John Daniels. You had him. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have to watch this again. I'm just going to leave it on this camera because I don't want to ruin
Oh, no.
the action, but I hate that for both of them. After such a good run.
All 3 of them got involved.
Yeah, let's call it together here as we're watching. I'll do it from the far chase for now. Eric Thaler, currently your leader as they run right now. You got Ty Williams going to come up from behind. We got lappers in front. So Eric Thaler's distracted between looking ahead and looking back. Ty Williams coming up. This is Chris Thaler directly ahead of the 15. Ty Williams gets a good run off of 3. And that's not Chris Thaler. It's the 27, John Bates. But Ty Williams gets a good run here. There's a little bit of a hip check. There is contact there. That's not Netco, but Eric Thaler now is in what's been asked to try to save it.
And get straight on the right rear there, yeah.
Does his best to save it. And then John Daniels comes, and that's contact. Nothing they can do there. And he pushes him. Around he goes. John Bates gets by. Eric Taylor trying to save it. Everybody goes by.
Perhaps for getting it stopped right there, and there was that one car that was able to just pretty much stop right on a dime, right next to him. Didn't get involved in that wreck, and good stuff.
Oh, what a good run he almost had. All the way back. Oh no, he spins it. Trying to come in the pits. Eric, I'm going to embarrass you just a little bit longer. I know you're the godfather of Midwest Motorsports, but I can't play favorites here. We'll watch it in real time. So he's wrecked. He's got damage. Trying to bring it in the pits. Get down the apron, trying to slow it down. Cuts it down to get on the pits and misses the pit entry. He hit the wall again. Just another 4X for good measure. Now he's going to gather it up and bring it back around. But from the lead to the back, from first to worst.
I think pit lane might not have been open when he went to go dive in.
Call. Good point. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll take your side. That way I don't get in trouble when Eric watches the broadcast again. We're back live, but I hate that for him. But don't look now if I'm reading things right.
Jason Huffman sitting up there in the top spot. Dustin Reinstuttle in second. Third, Justin Thaler.
So these guys were ahead. $186. No, those guys came in. John Mankowski, Ty Williams, Walker McNulty all came in to get tires. John Daniels. The other guys stayed out. All right, we got a race, Michael.
We sure do.
We're going to
John
have a 12-lap
Daniels,
shootout.
like you said, lap 186, 183 for Jackson Hall there in front of him, but everybody from fourth to first in the 160s except for Samia. Samia pitted at 179. It's the only oddball up there.
It's all right. What I'm seeing is those guys have tires. It's 166 is the oldest for Jason Huffman, 164 for Justin Thaler. But new tires for Ty Williams, Walker McNulty, John Mankowski. So we got old tires versus new tires. Everybody can make it on fuel. This is about the bumps. This is about the rock. And now this is going to be a 12-lap shootout. Do not go anywhere. We're going to green.
And
Jason
there they
Huffman in
go.
the 4 takes off. Dustin Reinstuttle in the 11. Michael Samia in the 1. Justin Thaler in the 2. So those are the top 4 right now on older tires compared to, see, John Daniels stay out? No, John Daniels come in.
Yep. Him and Jackson Hall, they did come in.
Oh, 74, 81. Where's the 1 going? 1's right behind the 11. 12-lap action dash to the finish. Jason Huffman in the 4, Dustin Reinstuttle outside. Michael Samia in the 1 car. Dustin Reinstuttle in the wall. John Daniels in the wall. Jason Huffman in the 4 car, your leader.
And he's still going strong.
Outside. Look at Michael Samia working his way on the inside now, getting around Dustin, or side by side with Dustin Reinstuttle. Let's see what happens in turn 1. Jason Huffman goes low. Dustin Reinstuttle goes high. Michael Samia stays in the middle, down low, right on the apron. Gets a good run on the gas. No contact.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. We were watching it happen. Samia just came up and kept coming up into Dustin Reinstuttle. Oh, my gosh. It seems easy from the booth saying, stop coming up. Stop coming up. What are you doing? Michael Samia just kept coming up. Dustin Reinstuttle did nothing wrong. Nowhere for Dustin to go. He's up as high. Leaves plenty of room. And watch the 1 car down low as they get back on the gas here. And they exit And the 11 stays there. He doesn't move. Now he gives a little bit of room. And Michael Samia's already into him.
The vortex of danger right there.
The vortex of danger. I don't know if Michael Samia's got triples or single screen, but what I want to see is Samia's right rear as he comes up on Dustin Reinstedt. You got Reinstedt on the outside. There he is. We'll get a good look at the Peanuts paint scheme, but Samia just keeps coming up. And nowhere to go except inside Dustin Reinstedt's car.
Just trying to figure out where the gray pumpkin was.
Yeah. Charlie Brown into the wall. There he goes. Backs it in the wall. That's the end of Michael Samia's day. Like I say, it's easy to do it from the booth, but Michael Samia, I wish he would just stayed down just a little bit, and we'd have been racing back to the finish line. But we're back live now. This gives Jason Huffman another chance at life.
Yes, sir. He's got fresh tires, though. It's going to be on whatever side he doesn't pick. John Daniels had pitted in lap 186. And then you got Dustin and Justin right behind him. It's going to hold up John Mankowski and Ty Williams, who are on much fresher tires.
Once again, tires versus no tires. John Daniels has them. Jason Huffman does not. We got at least one more lap of pacing. You got to go all the way back to 11th to find Michael Samia and Eric Thaler.
Well, right now, Jackson Hall in that 8th spot, sitting with the hardest charger award. I haven't given that out yet, but he's moved up 8 spots since the start of the race. Chris Thaler is currently sitting second in that running in 14th. So he's moved up 7 spots. Walker McNulty in 7th place has moved up 6 spots since the start of the race. So it's ebbed and flowed. We've seen some drivers move up 14 spots before getting reshuffled back in the field. We've seen some drivers only move up a couple spots. Our leaders have moved up 4 and 5 places, respectively, from where they started the race today.
So Ty Williams and John Daniels have new tires. Dustin Reinstedt and Justin Thaler have old tires. So the 4, the 11, the 2 old tires, the 82 and the 81 new tires.
I missed it though, but Ty Williams has actually set a time faster than 24 seconds. He had a 23:9.99.
Track is getting faster, I think.
It is. We're down to 87.8 degrees on track right now, 78 degrees in the stands.
Awesome. We're going green. Barney drops off the 4 car as your control car.
And Jason is not wasting any time.
Number 2, Justin Thaler stays right behind him. That puts the 82 down a spot. 82 on new tires. Hangs it down low. Sends it in there down on the apron. The 82 taking no chances. And the 2 tries to figure out how to avoid the 82. And meanwhile, Jason Huffman has got 3 laps to go coming to this line.
There we go. John Daniels chasing him down, though. Oh, no.
Oh, John Daniels
no.
takes out the 4. Gets a wiggle. 82 takes out your leader. Let's find out what happened. Well, we saw what happened. Well, we thought he had it figured out coming out of turn 2. John Daniels clearly does not have it figured out. Brand new tires, so he can't use that as an excuse.
He was pretty aggressive on that move, but when you get this close to the end of the race, you got to start thinking about it. But maybe not that moment. But again, like you said earlier, James, it's easy to say that from the booth. It's another thing to be on the racetrack with 6 laps to go and knowing you've got knowing you've got newer tires on. You've got Ty and other hungry guys right behind you. He just comes up the racetrack
like a wiggle.
there.
It's like an on-power wiggle if you see it in real time.
Oh yeah.
He touches them and then he bounces off.
Yep. Gets Ty and Dustin. So Justin Thaler on old tires himself from lap 164 is currently your leader after this accident. Walker McNulty in second place with 186 lap tires. So fresher tires once again on the front row. And Michael Samia has found himself back up front again. And he's in third place now after all that carnage unfolds. Green, white, checkered, announced after that.
Yes, sir. Still single file. So we got at least one more lap. Might get Midnight into victory lane yet. He's had 3 chances to get in victory lane.
Sure do.
It might be Midnight by the time we get done with this race tonight.
Currently sitting at was that 6:18 in the sim.
I understand there's 12 minutes left. I'm sorry, 22 minutes left in the session. All right, we just got to get a green white checker. We got to get it to start going and then around to the line just once, and then the next flag will end the race. And look at Mike Samia. I never count him out. Good on him. Not sure if he's riding with any damage. Steering wheel seems to be pointing in the right direction.
Man, doesn't seem to be much, if anything. I think he's had most of the cosmetic damage repaired. Lights on the pace car are now out.
Right on. Let's go racing. Trevor McLaughlin's back in this thing also.
He is. Jackson Hall finds himself in 4th place. Robert Olafson right there in 6th place with his version of Midnight. Maybe this race should have been called the Miller Genuine Draft 200.
Right. They're tightening up. We're going green this time by.
Rusty Wallace Racing Experience.
That's it. Little promo there. Barney's going to drop off. The 2 is the control car on the outside. So 56 of Jackson Hall is riding his bumper, trying to get that start up there with him to try to jump the number 12 and the 1 car on the inside lane, but it's all about the 2.
And off he goes.
There he goes. See if Jackson Hall can stay with him. Michael Samia staying right behind Walker McNulty. Jackson Hall stays high. Justin Thaler's got a good chance at this one. He gets a good run. He's on ancient tires. His tires are almost as old as I am, but he only has to do this lap and one more to see if he can get through turn 3 and 4, okay? Walker McNulty
Jackson
on the inside. As Jackson Hall goes up and hits the wall. Michael Samia,
oh no.
Jackson Hall takes everybody out.
Did we get the white flag?
We did not get the white flag, or yes, we did.
They're still racing.
They're still racing. They're saying they're coming to the flag.
Oh, no.
Walker McNulty gets in the side of Justin Thaler for the win. That is Walker McNulty. That is what they call the bump and run. As they crossed the line with Walker McNulty in the lead. To Walker's credit, he didn't spin him out.
This is
Let's
true.
find out how dirty that was.
That was
Or
a
not
little
dirty.
Dale
Oh
Earnhardt
my
move right
goodness.
there.
Let's see. Super slow-mo. No contact yet. And remember, they're going over the bumps. Justin Taylor opens up his steering. This is going down the backstretch. Okay. Sorry, we're not quite there yet. Now we'll slow it down. Coming into the turn.
Yeah.
He's there.
As I've caught from some of your past broadcasts, this gentleman right here in the Midnight Machine loves to run sideways.
He's not bad at sideways. But Justin Thaler, he does catch it and get second place.
Decided to eat too much sausage.
Maybe that's why he couldn't finish it off there. He comes across in second place. But Walker McNulty and the Ernie Irvin throwback is your race winner. There's your race results. Walker McNulty's going to bring it back. All he has to do is come around for his donuts and get the checkered flag. And while I get the drivers up here in the booth, I'll let you run down the field, Michael, slowly enough so I can get these guys up here.
All right, can do. Well, Walker McNulty getting the Hard Charger Award. Speaking of which, rising 12 spots from his start to get that win. Justin Taylor finishing in second place, number 2 Midnight Machine. And third place, we have Jason Huffman in the 4 Toyota Camry. In fourth place, John Mankowski in the 74 Chevrolet. Robert Olaveson finishes in the top 5 in the number 22 Midnight Machine. In sixth place, Michael Samia finds his number 1 Coca-Cola machine. Dustin Reinsettle finishing in 7th place in the number 11. Trevor McLaughlin in the 99 finishes in 8th. Brandon Thayer in 9th place with the number 64 machine. And Ty Williams rounds out your top 10. 1 lap down in the number 81 Toyota. Jackson Hall, 11th place in the number 56. John Bates in 27. Gets in 12th. Chris Thaler in 13th and the number 7. Colton Young in the number 26 finishes 14th. 15th, you'll find John Daniels in the number 82 machine, 5 laps down. Eric Thaler finishing 7 laps down in 16th after a great run in his Midnight Machine. Kevin Meyer in the 77 machine finishes 8 laps down in 17th. Trey Purdue, 29 laps down, number 23 machine in 18th. 19th, you'll find Dustin Hardy. Ryan Enlow in the number 35 finishing in 20th, and rounding out the field in 21st place, Clarence Prince in his 83 Toyota Camry.
That is how they round up at the Midwest Motorsports 200 laps throwback race from the Rockingham Speedway. We got third place, Jason Huffman in here. I think he'll be happy to finish third considering what happened on the restart before. Hey, Jason Huffman, this is James and Michael in the booth. You got us?
Yep, I got you.
Jason, man, on that second to last restart, you're starting from the best position possible. And the number 4, first of all, I want you to tell me about your throwback paint. We talked about it a little bit, but man, you almost had it again. Good racing tonight. Tell us what you thought about the race today.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a little bit of a good luck because it was a throwback to my very first win in the Cup Series. I ran that paint when I won the opening playoff round. Yeah, I don't know. I guess with the cautions and the way the pit cycle ran out, I was able to take 2 and race myself into the, I want to say, top 5. And then when that yellow came out at 185 or something, that allowed me to keep track position because people ahead of me had the pit. So I was just basically hoping to hold on with 2 tires. And then I don't know, 82 must need like glasses or something, because apparently
Yeah.
he just wanted to run into the side of me and take me out because he couldn't pass me cleanly. But I guess I'll take a third place as a karma.
Consolation prize. Well, you're a good sport. I'm glad. Good for you for hanging in there and sticking with it to come back to third place.
Yep, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You got anything, Michael?
So, Jason, how did you feel that? I know we had a whole bunch of cautions, so there wasn't a whole lot of green flag to get a good feel of how the track was running earlier in the day. But based on practice and how it was running towards the end, were you finding you were getting in your own as the race was going on, or did you find that the car was just getting a lot looser?
I mean, it was more just kind of as I was going through the run, I was kind of trying to get the feel of the car throughout the run, the race. I didn't really run a lot of long green flag laps in practice, so it was kind of an experiment till the end where I was really feeling comfortable in that third lane, not quite the high line, but like a little above the middle. So it felt good as the tires wore on, especially when I took two. I was actually running my fastest laps taking the two tires than I did any of the times I was on my four.
Well, you should hold your head high, man. I know it's not exactly the finish you wanted, but considering all that happened and the number of pacing laps, so you're ready to get out of your sim rig and grab a cold beverage of your choice. Glad you joined us tonight, Jason. Keep your head up. We look forward to next weekend at Talladega where anything can happen. So, yeah, hold your head up high. Congrats on a great podium, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Jason Huffman, third place. Monster Energy, number 4, throwback to himself. I like what he did there. Got to give him credit for that also. We got second place, Justin Thaler. Little argy bargy there at the end, JT. Talk us through the whole race there for you.
Just relaxing, pacing around at 50 miles an hour for, I would say,
Right.
most of it. So a little unfortunate. It was a hard track to drive. Track temps were really high. It was slippery. I think way too many guys just drove way too aggressively and outside of their comfort zone for sure, and not doing any amount of patience. We had 200 laps, so there's no reason to really start a lot of contact. 3 laps into the green flag flying. So
Can't argue with that.
yeah, try to just manage everything. I mean, the way it was going, like there was really no reason to keep hitting. I left with two sets of tires in my pocket. Didn't really want to give up. With I got lost count of the cautions. I couldn't tell you when some guys behind me pit for some fresh tires and everything, but I didn't really want to give up any track position there with the way the night was going. But
Smart.
yeah, unfortunately, couple self-inflicted wounds there. Got into the 88. There was a lot of squirreliness in front of me with another car, and it's all good. But split up into him. I locked up. So hopefully accepts the apology. Wasn't anything intentional, and try to stay clean most of the night, and just not overdrive the car. It was super easy here, and try to stay in my preferred lane and everything else. But on the last start there, I just couldn't get down in front of Walker enough. I know he had, I think, like 20 or so fresher tires than me, so I knew it was going to be hard to get, and I felt comfortable with the jump that I got on the restart, and just couldn't get under him. But it looked like it was mainly net code. Maybe that caused. I'm just glad I was able to save it, not snap up into the wall and ruin a potential top 3 out of that. So
one heck of a save. I got to tell you, man, that was amazing. I thought. I mean, especially with the bumps, and the sun going down, and the last lap coming to green, people wrecking behind you. I mean, I can only imagine what it was like going through it. And I mean, did you feel the bump coming from behind? Did you see it, or were you just reacting to the force feedback in the bumps?
On the last lap,
very last lap,
I could feel a little bit. I felt like I probably made the move. A a hair of a second, too late. But with him on fresher tires, I knew he would be able to wrap the bottom a lot better. So it was my only real Hail Mary was just trying to throw a block in the 4. But it's all good. No hard feelings. No at all. So he went for it. I saved it.
Yeah,
It's all good.
killer,
I,
man.
I'm a little upset I wasn't the most unique Miller Genuine Draft, Penske Midnight throwback tonight, but that's all right.
Well, we talked about two things during the broadcast. First of all, there were 3 chances to get Rusty Wallace's midnight car in the victory lane, and you almost did it, so that would have been great. And the second thing is that I don't know if it was me or Michael that said it might be midnight by the time we finish this race tonight, just like it was midnight when they finished the other race when Rusty won. So anyway,
I was the most authentic. At least I had the right number on the side of mine, right?
there you go. That's right.
Can you turn down a good sausage, though? That's right. I might
No, you
celebrate
can't.
with a sausage.
There you go. All right. Well, congrats on a great second place, man. Stick around. We're about to make fun of Walker. We're about to talk to Walker McNulty about his another victory in Midwest Motorsports. Feel free to stick around or not as you wish. But right now, we got your winner, chicken dinner. So we got a double throwback. First of all, before we talk about your great victory, Walker, it's kind of like a 2-for-1 throwback. You're throwing back to Ernie Irvin, who was throwing back to Davey Allison at the same time. So good call on your throwback choice. I know if you want to talk about that and then talk about how the beginning of the race played out before we talk about the last lap.
Yeah, so Ernie, we raced slot cars with him for a long time, and he's a really, really good friend of mine. And so as soon as I saw the throwback race, I knew I had to do an Ernie car. So I started looking around, trying to find like a good, relevant Ernie car. I thought about the Kodak 4, 4 that he won the 500 with. And then I stumbled across this one. I've always loved this car, and then whenever I read that it was a tribute to Davey, I was like, yeah, this has to be the one that I go for.
Good choice. Well, yeah. So let's talk about the first half of the race, man. I mean, you didn't qualify as well as I thought you would have.
Well, I had a pit lane start, so
Right.
from last week. So I knew I wasn't gonna make much ground in the first run before the competition caution. So I just kind of got out there, got in a rhythm, kind of felt the track, and it was really hot at the start of the race. The temps were super high, so I knew people were gonna wreck. I mean, I don't know if you saw the practice session beforehand, but it was just absolute mayhem.
Direct fest.
So yeah, so I knew it was going to be a long race, and figured just try to be patient and work my way through.
Well, you definitely did that. And then I saw you came in about 10 laps earlier than I thought. Well, than the other guys did. They came in about like 180 or so, and you came in at 160 or so. But I know you could make it to the end from there. And good. Did you save a set of tires earlier in the race so that you would have one at the end?
Yeah. Me, Mike Samia, Trevor, we all went off strategy basically to everybody else, just trying to like save that one stop and save a set of tires. So we had all of us, I think, except for Michael Samia, who I believe accidentally took a set at one point. We all had a fresh set left. So we were all like on new or pretty new tires there at the end. So, the strategies all kind of. It would have been nice to actually see the strategy play out in this race without the yellows, because it was a very cool strategy how it was working. There were just so many cautions. So it is what it is.
One of the not fun parts about tonight, but it happens. We have races like that every now and then. Michael, you got anything for Walker?
Well, it was certainly a great run. Nice little bump and run strategy there at the end to get yourself right here in victory lane and take the top spot. And I know you brought it up earlier about Ernie and racing the slot cars, and I think it's pretty cool. You meet people like that outside of the racetrack scene, and they're out there doing hobbies like you and I. People that it's not like we got sponsorships or anything like that going for us. And talk about that. I know you said he was a he was a pretty decent guy, and you felt like you wanted to honor him here, and he end up taking victory lane from you a few times.
Yeah, he was a good slot car racer whenever he was here. Unfortunately, he moved down to Florida because his daughter's big into horses, so they moved to a horse town in Florida. So we don't really get to see him very much anymore, but those were great times. We used to travel around racing with him a lot, and we may or may not have got a lot of privileges because we brought Ernie with us places.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun being around him, and I really cherish those days that we spent with him and his family, and it was a really really great to meet somebody like him.
All right, yeah, no,
So
that's
going into turn 3 on the white flag, coming to the checkered, they're wrecking behind you. You're focused forward. What was the plan? I know you didn't intentionally bump, and it looked like more than netcode to me, but you didn't take him out. I mean, that takes skill, especially on a track as bumpy as this, as unknown as you knew he was on old tires. You had speed on him. You set the move up. Talk us through that very last corner.
Yeah, so I'll bring it back to taking the white. I got a really good run on him coming out of 4, dove it down into 1, and my whole idea was I knew I could wrap the bottom, just like he said. I knew I could wrap the bottom on him because his tires were old. The bottom coming out of 2 is pretty bad, so I lost a bit of ground there, but I was still almost had my nose there, and then as soon as it cleared, he started moving over some, and I was by the time he moved over right before we broke and I broke, like I couldn't move anymore. I didn't want to hit him. That's just what happened. I would have much rather doored him instead of bumper to bumper. I I don't know if he would have crowded me to the bottom if I would have not hit him, but I can tell you that I did not mean to hit him in the rear like that. But it worked. He didn't wreck, which is the first thing. As soon as I saw him get sideways, I was staring at my mirror, hoping he saved it. So good save on him. I'm happy that he didn't get put into the wall and then drop down. Uh, P1 to P2 is not a massive points difference, anyways. So I'm sure
He rubbed you, and rubbing, son, is racing.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say it's a short track. As Joey Logano said, it's short track racing. So,
It's short track racing.
it's short track race.
Awesome. Well, you are the winner at tonight's short track at the Rockingham. Let's wrap it up from the Rockingham. What do you think we're going to see at Talladega?
Well, I hope we get a lot of green flag running at Talladega. It should be a little bit better than Daytona was because we're in the groove. We're all like, Daytona's always the start of the season. People are a little bit rusty after the break, so hopefully it's a little bit cleaner than Daytona was. We don't get too many wrecks. I know it's going to happen, but hopefully we don't get too many wrecks. And if we do, hopefully I miss them all this time instead of being in them all this time.
Right. Well, either way, I agree with you. I think people have also done a lot more laps at Daytona than they have at Rockingham, so maybe that'll make a difference as well. But either way, we're glad to have you racing with us tonight, Walker. I mean, it was one of those races where anything can happen at any time. There were way more cautions than necessary. Like Justin Taylor said, hopefully it was annoying enough for everybody to know that we need to give each other a little more space. And I'll just leave it at that. As far I'm not going to get on a soapbox right now. We'll save that for the cool down lap tomorrow night at 9:00 on the Twitch stream. But yeah, great racing tonight, Walker. Glad to have you in the league, and lots of tough breaks out there tonight. By the end of the day, came across the checker line first and get the flag, the trophy girl, and the trophy, and all the points that come along with it. Congrats on a great race.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Michael, as well, for commentating. Once again, thanks to all the broadcasters, league admins, everybody putting this on. As I've said now a couple of times, this is such a fun league to be in. It's a lot of fun. Usually we have really clean racing. Today was definitely an off day. So hopefully we can have a nice clean race the rest of the season. But yeah, thanks everybody. That was great.
I agree. 100%. Good night, Walker. Say hi to your dad. Have a great night. Look for you next week.
Hi, Dad.
All right. That's Walker McNulty, the winner of tonight's race from the Rockingham Speedway. Michael, sum up the whole race in 30 seconds. What you got?
Sum up the whole race. Oh man, it was like a box of chocolates. We had a lot of rocky road for most of the race today. It was nice to get to check up on all these throwback schemes, and it just it'd been nice to have a little bit more green flag racing, but it was great racing and we got it.
That's right, and a great finish. One for the highlight reel. So you're not going to want to miss the next one from Talladega Super Speedway next Sunday night. And then we have an off week for everybody to catch their breath. I guess that's a wrap from Rockingham Speedway. The Midwest Motorsports Cup Series wraps it up. We'll talk points next week after we get the points together from tonight. But I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks to all the admins for making this possible. Michael, thank you again for joining us tonight. I'm James J. That's Michael Harris. We'll see you next week from Talladega. And as always, stay in your lane.